I don't want. Okay, I don't want us to have.
I told you where the vehicle is.
The truck was actually coming from Ring Road. It missed a step. So as it was trying to gather itself, it fell.
What we are witnessing these days, it is something we can no longer understand.
They should stop telling us and promising us all those promises are fake, giving us this set of promises are fake. We don't want it anymore.
Good evening and thank you for joining us on BeeTv Major News at 6, reaching you live from Benin City, the Edo State capital. I am God's Gift Omone. Now the news in details. As part of efforts to ensure the safety and operational readiness of the newly acquired Edo Line Transport Company buses, the Managing Director of Edo Line Company, Ms. Imwetiya Otuomagie, has led a comprehensive inspection exercise in collaboration with officials of the Federal Road Safety Corps. BeeTv News Best Orator has more.
The inspection covered the Edo Line terminal and the fleet of buses designated for public transportation outside Edo State. The officials of the Federal Road Safety Corps, accompanied by the Managing Director's inspection team, assessed the facility for compliance with safety standards and overall operational efficiency. During the inspection, each bus was thoroughly examined and confirmed to be equipped with essential safety items, including spare tires, fire extinguishers, and caution signs, demonstrating the Edo State government's strong commitment to passenger safety and service reliability. The operational manager, New Edo Line Transport Company, Honorable Henry, who conducted part of the facility tour at the bus terminal, said the New Edo Line Transport Company boasts of 1 or 2 terminals in different states where the buses will operate. He further said that the hotline numbers displayed on the buses and the presence of the quick response scan code will help passengers to book their trips online. According to him, the inscriptions on the buses help uniquely identify each vehicle in the fleet. He emphasized that the new Edo Line transport buses reflects the state government's drive to create a modern, secure, and accessible transportation service. The new terminal, which is in the heart of the city, at Oba Hawaii in Oedo local government area of Edo State, boasts of ultra-modern facility, including strategically placed fire extinguishers, reliable portable water supply, functional driver offices, a dedicated control room, and a well-maintained restroom facility. The drivers are set to undergo more safety training by officials of the Federal Road Safety Corps. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
Ms. Ecotain Nigeria, in partnership with Edo State Waste Management Board and Festus Osifo Foundation, has carried out a cleanup awareness and exercise at the new Benin Market in Benin City. The cleanup exercise led by Queen Comfort Onaiwu, the Miss Ecotain representing Nigeria at the international pageant, cleared up waste garbage at various sections of the market. The report.
Queen Comfort Onaiwu, the Miss Ecotain representing Nigeria at the International Beauty Pageant, in company of volunteers, embarked on a cleanup exercise, which is part of the Ecotain aims in promoting environmental sanity and sustainability. The cleanup exercise at the new Benin Market includes sweeping, desilting, and evacuation of waste from the market to keep it clean. Also, there was an awareness campaign by the Edo State Waste Management Board on the need for the traders to properly dispose waste to avoid environmental hazard, urging them to prioritize personal hygiene and public safety.
Make your marketplace clean, your environment clean. It's the place where you can say market clean.
Some market women expressed satisfaction with the cleanup exercise led by Queen Comfort Onaiwu, the Eco team representing Nigeria at the International Beauty Pageant, and pray she emerges victorious in her quest to win the international crown.
So I mostly appreciate the Queen to allow us to carry the waste bin away so that to avoid little mosquito. There is not enough mosquito in my shade again. I clean my shade now, very clean, and I was happy the way I'm seeing my shade looking good. So I love you. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Good, for the job that you have done. Thank you.
I so much thank her. Thank you very much.
As everywhere fine now, we are happy. They say cleanliness is next to godliness. We appreciate her.
That God go bless her, Mrs. Okoti. For this, that you come back come out for here.
As and they clean the market, they okay now, it good. At least as and they do, and I God now go bless them for this work. Because I see no say now what the government want. You want me inside market neat. So as market neat, at least everywhere go there okay. Tell them thank you for what he has done for bringing people to clean up the market. So I really appreciate.
The governors now make the state fine. Everywhere just clean. We are very, very happy. God will bless now. Continue now.
Some of the volunteers expressed happiness that they participated in the cleanup exercise. They thanked Queen Comfort Onaiwu for her visionary initiative in carrying out the cleanup exercise.
Your Miss Staying International Nigeria 2025. So today we came outside to support our very own Queen initiative, which is the market cleanup drive, where we did not just only clean, but we raised awareness why the marketplace should be very clean. And from time to time, we hope on bringing this initiative back and forth, encouraging the youth and everyone why the marketplace should be kept safe and clean.
And this is all thanks to Miss Eco Teen Universe, and I'm very happy to be here because for one, I'm a very huge fan of environmental sustainability, and this initiative is a very nice one. Coming here to the market to sensitize people about what they should do and what they should not do, because so many people, they know these things, but they do not even take it upon themselves to do the right thing. So now that we've come out to show the example of what they should do, it's a very nice opportunity. And once again, I'm saying thank you to Miss Eco Universe in person of Queen Comfort. Thank you very much.
I want to say a very big thank you to Miss Eco Nigeria, Miss Eco Teen Nigeria, and a very big thank you to Queen Comfort for inventing this initiative. We pray that you go international.
On her part, Queen Comfort Onaiwu, the Miss Eco Team Nigeria, expressed gratitude to the international organization for their role in amplifying her aspirations by supporting her goals. She further extended her gratitude to Festus Osifo Foundation and the Edo State Waste Management Board for providing trucks to evacuate the refuse.
Right now we are at New Benin Market. We are here to clean up all the dirt, the gutters. We are here to distill them. Miss Eco Teen is a platform that deals on environmental sustainability. Our mission aligns with the SDGs, specifically SDG 11, Sustainable Communities and Cities. So we are here to clean up the market. So we as youth, we are to be actively involved in our environment, and we want to be the change that we wish to see today. That is why we are all gathered together to make this possible. Miss Corporate Nigeria has the franchise for Miss Eco Teen Nigeria, and I am the one representing Nigeria for this pageant.
Queen Comfort Onaiwu is representing Miss Eco Teen Nigeria at the international pageant. Best Orator reporting for BeeTv News.
Concerns have been raised by residents over the increasingly unaffordable cost of dialysis treatment across both public and private health facilities, with many patients struggling to maintain the recommended number of sessions due to financial hardship. The report. As the rate of kidney failures continue to rise, while public health institutions offer dialysis at a relatively reduced rate compared to private facilities, the overall cost remains high and largely unsustainable for low-income and middle-income households. Some residents have expressed frustration over the inability to access subsidized care despite the presence of public hospitals. According to them, slots at government-owned facilities are limited, forcing many to turn to private providers when their conditions become critical. Others lament that the lack of a structured subsidy program from the government.
I prefer the government. They should do, let me say, something marvelous. You understand? That is so that both the rich and the poor can be able to have access to it. Because like private hospital now, not everybody can afford the money. But if the government hospital will be cheaper for the masses, that will be okay.
Civilized world, everybody knows that such dialysis should be cheaper in government hospital because it's expected that since government is there to serve people are supposed to benefit from government subsidy on such matters such as cancer dialysis. But unfortunately, we're in Nigeria.
Health workers in public and private sectors who spoke anonymously confirmed that the cost of dialysis treatment is driven by the high cost of imported dialysis consumables, machine maintenance and power supply. In private facilities, staffing costs and lack of government support contribute to the higher price point. They said the cost for dialysis in government hospitals is between 20,000 naira to 35,000 naira per session, while private hospitals ranges from 40,000 naira to 80,000 naira, though prices differs in severity of case. Despite recent efforts by the government to improve access to healthcare through the Basic Healthcare Provision Fund and National Health Insurance initiatives, residents say kidney care remains largely outside the reach of these programs. They are calling on relevant health authorities to implement a targeted subsidy or dialysis assistance fund and to ensure regular supply of consumables to public facilities to reduce costs and eliminate treatment delays. The rising burden of kidney disease in the country has made dialysis an essential service, but affordability continues to determine who gets care and who does not. Residents are urging swift intervention from the federal and state health ministries to ensure that no patient is left untreated due to cost barriers. Gosgift Omone reporting for BeeTv News. Many Nigerians are lamenting the difficulty in retrieval and registration of the subscriber identification module, otherwise known as SIM card, following the upgrade associated with the national identification number for some weeks now. BeeTv News Freeman Osawi reports that the registration and retrieval of SIM cards have been grounded to a halt.
The registration of SIM card has encountered constraints as some persons who have misplaced their SIM cards are encountering difficulty in having their SIM card retrieved following the upgrade of the National Identification Number server system. Some persons decry the situation as disturbing, questioning the elongated period the NIA operations have been done after weeks of reported upgrade, thereby keeping thousands of people out of communication reach and delaying the retrieval and registration of new and old SIM cards. However, Nigerians are appealing to the agency in charge of the National Identification Number for a quick return of the NIN system to serve the public again.
Let's go back to our old model of registration. For now, before anybody can go ahead with whatever is doing now. Since the portal is always down, when you go there, you cannot even do SIM registration and all that. Let's go back to our usual, or better still, let's link these things to our voters card. So if you have your voters card, you will be able to at least get access to your SIM card.
Majorly, it's server issues, and for people that may not understand what I mean by server, it's like a storage, just like the way we have on our memory cards in our phone. And you know, this storage is once it's populated, like once, because this storage has limited capacity. So, and once that limit is reached, there are, you know, downtime. In order for all these things to be resolved, I think that Nigeria and the government should look for a way to move now to cloud, because the world of technology is now advanced, that people and companies are now doing things on the cloud.
Meanwhile, Mr. Anthony Joshua, an NIN leakage and SIM card registration agent, in an interview with BeeTv News, said the difficulty in SIM registration was due to the NIN server upgrade, which is gradually coming up now, and that the registration of SIM card will commence in earnest.
For quite some time, the service has been down, and it all started with NI system. So the NI system has not actually been validating for quite a period of time, say for about a month now, for closely like a month now or more. The validation services for NI has been down, and that has actually affected SIM registration in a way. There's actually the progress has not actually been so, should I say 100%, but like to an extent, maybe say 60% is improving. So, but we hope that in the next 1 or 2 weeks' time, everything will come back to normal.
Efforts to get comments on the matter from the National Identification Number Benin office was unsuccessful. Freeman Osawe reporting for BeeTv News.
The federal government says it is making strides in energy reforms with implementation of the Presidential Compressed Natural Gas Initiative. This move is aimed at reducing the country's dependence on petroleum while promoting cleaner energy. At the opening of the 4th African Natural Gas Resources and Energy Investment Summit held at the Presidential Villa in Abuja, Minister of Solid Minerals Development Dr. Dele Alake disclosed that more than 2,500 vehicles have been converted to run on compressed natural gas just in 2024, adding that the initiative had been embraced by Nigerians. He said Nigerians' approach to climate change balances environmental goals with economic development, but the Minister of Power called for reforms to improve electricity access to Nigeria's growing population.
The future of Africa's mineral wealth is more critical to us. Nigeria is home to over 40 types of minerals, including gold, lithium, tin, coal, and rare earth elements. A few of these resources are central to the global energy transition. Yet, they often remain unprocessed on our shores. This is the paradox that we must confront.
The federal government has delivered relief materials to Kebbi State to ease the hardship faced by victims of recent natural disasters. Director General of the National Emergency Management Agency, Zubeida Umar, presented the allocation documents to Governor Nasri Idris on behalf of the federal government at Government House, Benin, Kebbi State. The report.
The DG of NEMA disclosed that they have been working closely with the chairman, Kebbi State Emergency Management Agency, Bello Yakubu, to implement flood mitigation strategies and sensitize communities on precautionary measures before and during disasters in Kebbi State.
We have also started a resettlement scheme for persons impacted by conflict here in Kebbi State, where we intend to set up about 200 housing units for people that have been impacted by conflict.
She explained that the provision of food items and other relief materials were to complement the efforts of the Kebbi State government in rehabilitating affected communities.
So as we hand over these relief items today, let us remember that our collective efforts are not just about responding to disasters, but also building a safer, more resilient future for all Nigerians. Together we will rise above these challenges and secure a brighter tomorrow for Kebbi State and our nation.
In his response, Governor Nasir Idris praised President Bola Ahmed Tinubu and NEMA for his proactive interventions and commitment to safeguarding lives and properties.
Last year, we have experienced a lot of problems, starting from windstorm, rain destroy people's houses, bridges, roads, and so on and so forth. We have not finished working, rehabilitating the disaster we have witnessed last year. And this year also, even though the DG and the management has made it clear to us that there is going to be a problem. And the Kebbi State is one of the states that will experience that problem. We have constituted a team that will sensitize our people that are in the flash point areas, so that where we feel we should relocate our people, we have to do that.
Soher Osemegi reporting for BeeTv News.
The Executive Chairman of the Federal Inland Revenue Service, Dr. Zach Adedeji, has expressed concerns in Nigeria Tax Administration are still grappling with persistent challenges despite notable technological advancement made through platforms like the GIF-MIS and Tax Pro Max. The chairman of the FIRS said this when the Office of the Accountant General of the Federation held a stakeholders engagement in Abuja tagged Enhancing Tax Compliance Through Collaboration. Dr. Adedeji stressed that government institutions must set the tone for compliance, adding that public credibility begins with adherence to tax laws. On his part, the Accountant General of the Federation, Shamsuddin Ogujimi, described taxation as a lifeblood of any economy, stressed that improved tax compliance is not just merely a fiscal goal, but a national necessity.
Of any economy. And for us in Nigeria, improving tax compliance is not just a fiscal priority, but a national imperative. One of the key objectives of the Renew Hope agenda of Mr. President is to diversify the revenue base or sources and reduce reliance on volatility oil revenue in order to achieve this collaboration between the revenue generating agencies and other stakeholders therefore become indispensable. By leveraging on technology, therefore, strengthening accountability, and in promoting transparency and probity, we can significantly enhance compliance and boost government revenue for sustainable development.
We only assess, we collect, and we account. So there is need for both of us, most especially in anticipation of the commencement of Nigeria Revenue Service. So they are our backbone, and we also feed into them. So there is need for us in preparation for the implementation of the new law that we continue our collaboration that we've been doing before. So this is just a continuous exercise that we will continue.
The military authorities say they are investigating the recent attack in Jebu, a community in the Riom Local Government Council of Plateau State. Director of Defense Media Operations, Major General Marcos Kangi, says the culprits will be made to face the law. Soher Osevege has the details.
Days after the attack that left at least 20 people dead in Jebu, a community in the Riom Local Government Council of Plateau State, military authorities say they have launched an investigation into the incident. Director of Defense Media Operations Major General Marcos Gangie disclosed this in a news conference at the Defense Headquarters where he gave updates on military operations in the country. He noted that the Defense Headquarters is working closely with Operation Safe Haven to unravel the incident.
In Riom local government area, we witnessed some attacks during the week, actually. I had some denials from certain quarters that they were not responsible for the attack, and that if there is any attack, members of the association should not be asked, that security agencies are responsible for investigating and bringing to book perpetrators of evil in certain communities in any part of Nigeria. But the locals were saying that they saw some people trying to identify them, that they're the people that that perpetrated the attack. And so, Operation Safe Haven, they are on top of the situation, and they are trying to unravel what went wrong, and therefore they report to Defense Headquarters.
The latest killings bear a chilling resemblance to earlier militia-style attacks in the state. While no group has claimed responsibility, security experts say the patterns are familiar and may point to coordinated reprisal operations. It also emerged that troops filed a similar attack in Kwahampan local council of the state. As Sohe Osemeki reporting for BeeTv News.
The Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Reduction, Netawe Yelwata, says government is taking steps in the development of a holistic response plan to restore ravaged communities in Borno State. The minister said this during his visit to Yelwata community in Guma local government area. The report.
The months after Yelwata Water's devastating attack which claimed hundreds, the uncertainty still persists for its thousands of displaced survivors.
We cannot go to toilet, we cannot go anywhere around or close to our house. That is our problem, a major problem now. And we normally sleep in primary school here, where we sleep outside till daybreak, or we sleep by the roadside, close to where they camp the police or the soldiers.
We need security here so that they can secure us doing our farm. As they are giving us food here, but this food cannot satisfy us with our family.
As part of measures to nip the problem in the bud, the Minister of Humanitarian and Poverty Reduction again visits the affected community to ensure the development of a holistic response plan.
The most important thing is to develop a holistic response plan that will cover the peace building process, will cover the humanitarian response plan, and also cover the development response plan. And these are the three key things we are working on. The peace building plan is to see how we can build a cohesive relationship between the community and restore peace within the community. That's the first response plan we need to do. Second one is to ensure that humanitarian needs of the community are met. The third one is to look at the development component.
For us as a state government, we have already created an enabling environment for them to come and work. And we've since evacuated these people and we've been taken care of. And you can see we're supporting the federal government. We are going to, like Honorable Minister has said, a response plan. We are working this responsibility for states to also carry out for them to achieve that.
The minister then wind down at the government house where he met with critical stakeholders for the need assessment of Yelwata community.
What I will call from development partners that want to invest, humanitarian partners that want to invest, the state government that the amount they want to pick and invest, and then where the federal government will take up and invest.
He gave the federal government assurance that peace will soon be restored in the ravaged communities in the states. Harmony Agbafo reporting for BeeTv News.
The Jigawa State House of Assembly has issued a warning against tree felling, bush burning and deforestation, describing them as serious threats to the environment and future for security. BeeTv News Freeman Osawi has more.
The campaign with the team Restore the Land unlocked the opportunity as part of the wider efforts to combat land degradation and promote climate resilience in the state. More than 2,000 trees have so far been planted in Dutse under the initiative led by Partnership for Development Action. The program focused on restoring soil health, protecting the environment and securing a sustainable future for the next generation.
So you see, we've done a lot, and the essence is to restore the land, make sure everywhere is green. Honestly, we're planning to distribute over 10,000 seedlings, both economic trees and non-economic trees.
The Speaker of Jigawa State House of Assembly, Aruna Aliyu, said new legislation is underway to cope with the core destructive environment practice across Jigawa.
We have laws that will protect this issue of cutting trees, bush burning, deforestation. We are on it now. We have do almost six amendments that affects environment. So we are trying to harmonize the whole laws into one document.
Jigawa State Coordinator of Acrisel Projects said 1,500 hectares of degraded land have already been restored and called on residents to take ownership of the campaign.
Jigawa State Agricultural Project in the collaboration with restore 1,525 hectares of degraded land in the past 2 years. And alhamdulillah, this year alone, we intend to restore 5,000 hectares of degraded land through planting of shelter and woodlot in the state.
Freeman Osawe reporting for BeeTv News.
After a turbulent year in which Nigeria's national power grid collapsed almost monthly, sometimes more than once, the federal government has taken a decisive step: the establishment of the Nigerian Independent System Operator, carved out from the Transmission Company of Nigeria. The report.
Last year, the national power grid collapsed almost every month, sometimes more than once. The situation led to the creation of Nigerian Independent System Operator out of the Transmission Company of Nigeria. The organization is basically responsible for strategic management of the national grid.
We'll begin to see improved, reliable and steady power supply to Nigerians as NISO is now fully on board from the former Transmission Company of Nigeria. The total nameplate capacity for generation in the country is a bit above 14,000 megawatts. So it's not a tall order for us to believe that in the near term, 12 to 18 months, we can scale up capacity to probably increase that 5,000 by a minimum of 50%.
Towards this end, NISA brings together major stakeholders in Nigeria's electricity sector, along with its management staff and strategic partners, to brainstorm on the way forward.
We now have a window of opportunity, a chance to build NISO into a stabilizing force for the grid, a trusted referee for the market, and a strategic planner for the future.
As a neutral custodian of grid reliability and market facilitation, NISO will be called to manage complexity, to inspire confidence, and to do this in a transparent and stabilizing manner across what is a very fragmented landscape.
The general consensus at the gathering is the unbundling of NISA from TCN in a strategic decision for effective management of the national grid and better service delivery.
We are tasked with creating the frameworks, the safeguards, and innovations necessary to enhance reliability as we look forward towards having a grid that is more dynamic, resilient, and increasingly interconnected with new technologies and energy sources.
Your performance will determine the credibility of the new electricity value chain, investor confidence, and the quality of life for millions of Nigerians.
Having to put our house in order, making sure that we're focused, and making sure that we also attract investment from the private sector.
So far, national grid collapses seem to have been consigned to the past, but all eyes will be on NISA to provide the needed service and direction for Nigerians to enjoy stable power supply. Sohe Osameki reporting for BeeTv News.
And the federal government says it is committed to ending Nigeria's dependence on fish importation by aggressively boosting local fish production. Minister of Marine and Blue Economy Adeboyega Oyetola made the pledge at a consultative meeting with fisheries cooperative groups in Abuja. The report.
Nigeria spends approximately $1.2 billion on fish imports every year, and this accounts for an estimated 45% of the nation's total fish consumption. The country's annual fish demand stands at about 3.6 million metric tons, but local production only covers 1/3 of that figure, leaving a significant gap that is primarily filled by imports. This meeting is one of the many steps being taken by the federal government to bridge the nation's production and consumption gap. Representatives of major fisheries and aquaculture associations are here to further deepen areas of collaboration for optimal results.
Again, we are working through the use of technology to tackle the issue of IUU, which is a global issue anyway. But I say that some countries they are able to reduce it to various millions.
The ministry is intensifying efforts to support women and youth in the fishing sector with set-up grants and other empowerment initiatives.
We may eventually be looking at perhaps a larger opportunity to still go beyond now, process all the thing yourself. I don't see why we should not do have a solution.
While they acknowledge government efforts, participants list overfishing, low youth involvement, multiple taxation by local government authorities, and the rising cost of imported fish feed are some of the challenges facing the sector.
The sector of Nigeria plays a very critical role in food security, but the government have done less to achieve this. We are very much happy that today we are seated here with the Honorable Minister, who is kind-hearted and willing to see that all the challenges, if not all, the solution is being provided to them.
By the time we have this good capital to fund our project, we'll be able to produce enough quality fingerlings so as for the women to produce in large quantity.
The participating groups include the Fisheries Corporation Federation of Nigeria, Tilapia Aquaculture Developers Association of Nigeria, Catfish Farmers Association of Nigeria, Women in Fish Farming and Aquaculture, and the Practicing Farmers Association of Nigeria. Gosgift Omone reporting for BeeTv News.
A public health emergency is unfolding at the Calgary Correctional Center in Jeddah, where officials confirm a cholera outbreak has infected at least 28 inmates in the past 5 days. The crisis doesn't end there. Cases of scabies and other hygiene-related illnesses have also been reported, raising alarm amongst medical experts and human rights advocates, they report.
Officials say the cholera outbreak happened in the last 5 days, with 28 inmates at the Calgary Correctional Center being infected in Jeddah. There have also been several recorded cases of scabies and other hygiene-related illnesses. At this 3-day free medical intervention, a collaborative initiative between some public-spirited Nigerians is intervening to resolve the matter.
This renewed hope, free medical outreach here live in Jeddah is a continuation of the flag off that took place last year in Abuja. And we promise the masses we'll be going to the 6 geopolitical zones in this country.
As an Islamic hospital, we are coming with a big team, 20 medical persons, and a professor, and a consultant doctor, nurse, and the other colleague.
The chairman of Jeddah, the local government, Salihu Hamid, passionately appealed to the outreach team to focus on the affected correctional facilities, stressing that the health and dignity of inmates must not be neglected. They also made a call on the Adamawa state government and local authorities to support the health needs of the prisons.
There is an outbreak in Jeddah Correctional Center. Last 5 days ago, we witnessed 28 people being affected with cholera in Kozoli prison alone. 28 inmates. We special attention. I and the health department and the local government, we are taking good care, including the state government. And now presently, the victims have gone back to their various centers. Also, there are some infections in the prison, like scabies, like some infections.
The unfolding crisis has sparked concern among health experts and human rights groups who wonder what overcrowding, poor sanitation and limited access to clean water in Nigerians' correctional facilities remain a ticking time bomb for public health. As Soher Osemeki reporting for BeeTv News.
And now moving to the business world, where a major share transaction involving 323.4 billion naira worth of shares in First Holdco has raised speculation over the potential acquisition by billionaire investor and current chairman of the company, Femi Utedola. Let's now join BeeTv News' Faith Ojo for details of this and more from the business world.
Available transaction data reveals that a significant portion of the shares offloaded came from entities linked to Oba Otundeko and Tunde Hassan Odukale. Oba Otundeko's divestment totaled approximately 7.79 billion shares. This included 5.87 billion shares transferred via Barbican Capital Limited, 1.52 billion through Peace Account GASL nominee, and 392.9 million through RAML and MEFA9. Tunde Hassan Odukale de-invested about 2.28 billion shares. Leadway Holdings Limited sold 1.3 billion shares. Leadway Assurance Company offloaded 432.3 million shares, while UBA PLC/Leadway Pension sold 392.3 million shares. Additional shares were sold by various Leadway managed pension schemes and internal accounts. Market observers are speculating that Otedola may have acquired a controlling stake. The Association of Licensed Telecommunications Operators of Nigeria has raised a national alert over increasing cases of vandalism and targeting telecom infrastructure. According to Association of Licensed Telecommunications Operators of Nigeria, the attacks pose a serious threat to country digital economy and network expansion efforts. Between May and July 2025, Association of Licensed Telecommunications Operators of Nigeria members recorded multiple sabotage incidents across telecom sites in Rivers, Ogun, Osun, Imo, Kogi, Ekiti, Lagos, and the Federal Capital Territory. These incidents have led to widespread service blackouts, poor connectivity, and network downtime, affecting millions of subscribers nationwide. The telecom infrastructure is classified as critical national infrastructure under Federal Government Gazette number 133, Volume 108, dated March 17, 2021. The association says the rising attacks are a direct threat to national security and economic development. Nigerian crude oil prices are trading near the federal government benchmark as rising tensions in the Middle East threaten global supply. Drones targeted oil fields in Iraq for the fourth time, disrupting production and increasing volatility in global markets. Nigeria's oil production capacity reached 1.505 million barrels per day, meeting 100.4% of its current OPEC quota, including condensate. Total production hit 1.7 million barrels per day, an increase from May's 1.65 million per day. The Nigerian Petroleum Company Limited is pushing for a 25% increase in Nigerians' production quota, proposing a target of 2 million barrels per day. The full operation of 650,000 Dangote refineries since 2022 has increased domestic fuel demand, prompting calls for higher crude production to meet internal needs and support economic growth. The federal government has announced plans to host Nigeria's first international air show in Abuja in December 2025. The event aims to promote the country's aviation sector and attract international investment and partnerships. The announcement was made by the Permanent Secretary of the Federal Ministry of Aviation, Ibrahim Kana. He emphasized the need for full inter-agency collaboration, particularly with Ministry of Interior, to ensure the success of the event. The online visa system will be optimized to handle expected influx of participants and attendees. The Controller General of Immigration, Kemi Nabdab, said data-driven projections will guide visa issuance and streamline visitor processing. The Nigerian Air Force has pledged technical and logistic support. A subcommittee is already addressing operational needs. The Nigerian Civil Aviation Authority has confirmed that it will issue the required regulatory approvals. The air show is expected to position Nigeria as a strategic aviation hub and foster growth within the sector. Faith Ojo, BeeTv News reporting.
And now moving to the global scenes, where escalating immigration raids in Southern California have triggered widespread fear, unrest and protest, particularly after a farm worker died while trying to escape from authorities. Also, Trump orders officials to release Epstein court documents after mounting pressure. Let's join BeeTv News Harmony Agbafo for details of this and more from the global scenes.
Intensified immigration raids in Southern California have sparked chaos, fear and protest, especially after a farm worker died fleeing agents. President Trump deployed troops to support mass deportations, leading to deserted streets, business closures, and cancelled events. Critics call the raid terror tactics, while the administration blames local sanctuary policies. Despite court orders to limit detentions, fear remains high as immigrant families stay hidden and communities struggle with the impact. President Trump has ordered the Justice Department to seek court approval to release grand jury documents related to Jeffrey Epstein, following pressure from his supporters. He also plans to sue the Wall Street Journal over a report claiming he sent Epstein a sexually suggestive birthday letter in 2003, which he denies. The move comes after a backlash over Attorney General Pam Bondi's statement that no Epstein client list exists. Despite earlier promises of major revelations, Epstein died in 2019 while awaiting trial for sex trafficking. Burkina Faso's military government has dissolved the National Electoral Commission, calling it a financial burden, and handed election oversight to the Interior Ministry. Since the 2022 coup, the junta has delayed democratic elections until 2029, allowing leader Captain Ibrahim Traoré to extend his rule. Officials say the move reduces foreign influence and saves money. The junta, which replaced French ties with Russian support, faces criticism from rights groups for targeting civilians and restricting freedoms. Despite military efforts, jihadist attacks have sharply increased, raising doubts about the government's effectiveness. Indonesian police uncovered a baby trafficking ring that sold at least 25 infants, mainly to buyers in Singapore, since 2023. 13 suspects were arrested and 6 babies rescued. The syndicate targeted vulnerable mothers via social media, offering money in exchange for their babies. The infants were housed, given fake documents, and sent abroad, sometimes after changing nationality. Babies were sold for $673 to $1,000 each. Authorities are working with Interpol and Singapore to find buyers. Officials warn such trafficking, often disguised as adoption, is on the rise. And that is all for now from the global scenes. Harmony Agba for reporting for BeeTv News.
And now moving to the entertainment world, where Nigerian artist Kome has released the remix of his hit single Arike, featuring award-winning Nigerian singer Simi and UK singer-songwriter Mabel. The remix follows the widespread success of the original version, which gained viral popularity on TikTok and reached number 2 on the Spotify Global Viral Chart, he reports.
The new version introduces fresh perspectives on romantic vulnerability and emotional complexity. Simi opens the track with a vocal performance characterized by warmth and authority, adding harmony and depth to the composition. Mabel's verse provides an international dimension, highlighting shared emotions across geographical borders. Her calm delivery and smooth rhythm add a contrast dynamic to the remix. Kome maintains the emotional center of the track with his characteristic tone of longing, further enhanced by the contributions of the guest artists. The remix explores themes of love, self-worth, and emotional honesty, continuing the heartfelt narrative of the original. The release marks another milestone for Kome as he strengthens his position as a rising talent in the Nigerian music scene. In another development, where Nigerian musician Timi Dakolo has publicly accused Morocco's national airline, Royal Air Maroc, RAM, for mishandling and potentially stealing his luggage. In a video posted on his official Instagram account, Dakolo alleged that his luggage went missing on June 26, 2025, during a trip from Lagos to Freetown via Morocco. According to Dakolo, he flew business class and was assured of his priority tagged luggage would be placed on the plane. He stated that he saw his bag while seated and was later informed it would be loaded. Upon arrival in Freetown, the luggage was missing. Dakolo claimed he filed out a complaint form and made several follow-ups through calls and emails to both the airline and Nacho, but has yet to recover his belongings. The musician said the delay and lack of resolution now suggest possible theft and demanded that RAM return his full luggage. Prominent media personality Daddy Freeze also supported Dakolo, using his platform to urge the airline to take immediate action and return the missing items. African pop singer Kanye Francis has died at the age of 87, as confirmed by her publicist Rob Roberts on Thursday. Passed away after being hospitalized earlier this month due to severe pain and undergoing a hip-related medical treatment. Francis rose to prominence in late 1950s with hits such as Who Is Sorry Now, Stupid Cupid, and Everybody Somebody's Fool. She was one of the most successful artists of her era, with millions of records sold and performances delivered in multiple languages. Despite the deadline of her mainstream popularity in the 1970s, she continued to perform and record well in the later decades. In recent months, she experienced renewed interest as her 1962 song Pretty Little Baby gained traction on TikTok and other social media platforms. American rapper Snoop Dogg has officially joined Swansea City Football Club as a co-owner and investor. The 53-year-old entertainer's involvement follows his recent appearance in the club's 2025 to 2026 kit launch, generating significant media attention. The club confirmed that Snoop Dogg, whose real name is Calvin Broadus, has acquired an ownership stake alongside Croatian footballer Luke Modric, who became a part of the ownership group earlier this year. According to a statement from Swansea City, Snoop Dogg's investment is expected to enhance the club's global visibility and boost commercial opportunities. The club emphasized his passion for football, his widespread influence, and his ability to promote the team on an international scale. The rapper has long been involved with football, previously serving as a brand ambassador for the FIFA video game franchise and frequently wearing various football jerseys. His new role as a co-owner aims to build deeper ties with the Swansea community and support the team's strategic aspirations. Snoop Dogg joins the ownership group at a time when Swansea City seeks to strengthen its position in the English Football League Championship. And that's it from the entertainment world. Gosgift Omone reporting for BeeTv News. And now moving to the sports world, where head coach Justin Madugu assured the Nigerians Super Falcons are mentally, psychologically, and tactically ready to confront Zambia's Copper Queens in Friday's potentially explosive Women African Cup of Nations quarter-finals encounter in Casablanca. Let's join BeeTv News Freeman Osawi for details of this and more from the sporting world.
9-time champions Nigeria and emerging power Zambia clash at the Labis Al Stadium from 5 p.m. Morocco time, same as in Nigeria, in a match that promises a lot of firecrackers and could have extensive ramifications for the architecture of authority of African women football. Victory in today's football will steer the Super Falcons closer to a 10th continental title since the Women Africa Cup of Nations has launched as the African Women Championship in 1998 and re-established the Nigerian girls as the team to beat anytime women national team football is mentioned on the continent. The winner of the match between Nigeria and Zambia will progress to the semi-finals to confront the winner of the encounter between cup holders South Africa and Senegal. On the other side of the draw are the Atlas Lionesses of Morocco, who are also ambitious, dedicated, well-organized, and fearless, and the never-to-be-underrated Lady Falconet of Algeria. Camilo Ugo Carabelli won against Philippe Misolic 6-3-7-5 on Friday, and will play against Jesper de Jong in the next round. Argentina Camilo Ugo Carabelli, the number 5 seed, advanced to the semi-finals of the Nordic Open by winning against Australian qualifier Philippe Misolic 6-3-7-5 at the Bastard Tennis Stadium in Bastard on Friday afternoon, 5-9-6-0-3. Ugo Carabelli ranked number 59 will face Jesper de Jong next. In the previous rounds of the Swedish Open, the Argentine defeated Dutchman Botic van de Zandschulp 7-6, 5-7, 6-3 and Chilean Christian Garin 6-4, 6-4. Misolic ranked number 1 round 5, won against Portuguese Nonu Borges, the number 3 seed 3-6, 7-6, 1-6-3 and hedge out Dane Herman Mola 6-3, 3-6, 7-5 earlier in the tournament. The Nigerian Tennis Federation NTF has announced that the 46th edition of the Senior Open Tennis Championship will begin in Abuja on 21st of July 2025, with final schedules for the 26th July at Package B of the Moshood Abiola National Stadium. The annual championship, organized in close partnership with the Central Bank of Nigeria (CBN), has become a cornerstone of Nigeria's tennis calendar and a key platform of identifying and nurturing local talent. The event, which featured 95 players this year, offers young players from across the country the opportunity to compete at a national level and gain exposure to international selection pathways. The preliminary matches are set to commence on Friday, July 18, 2025. And that's it on Sport News tonight. Freeman Osawi reporting for BeeTv News.
And that is the size of our news package for tonight. Many thanks for joining us on BeeTv Major News at 6. I remain God's gift to all money. Have a good night.